So for this recipe, you're going to want 2 1/4 cups of wheat bran, 1.5 cups of low-fat buttermilk, 1 cup of canola oil, 2 eggs, 1/3 cup of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour, 3/4 cup of raisins, 2 raw carrots, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 3 tablespoons of ground flax. Before we begin, let's set our oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Also, as a prep step, you may want to wash, cut, and skin your carrots. And just as a note of safety, you're going to be using a knife and a cheese grater for these guys, so you want to be careful not to nick yourself. So let's start by getting a mixing bowl, mixing together our bran, our buttermilk, and our flaxseed. You want to mix it really well, and once you get a nice, even, smooth mix, you're going to go ahead and set it aside and let it sit for 10 minutes. Now in another bowl, take your eggs and your oil and mix them together. After that, add sugar, then the vanilla, then the baking soda, and the baking powder. Next up, you're going to want to add your oil and egg mixture into the bran mixture, mixing it well and continuing to do so until you have a relatively smooth mush. Now grab a grater and grate 2 carrots into the mix. The carrots are responsible for absorbing most of the moisture in the mix, so if you don't get enough in there, you're going to end up with soggy muffins. After you add the carrots, you can add the raisins as well. Now, in order to thicken it up, we're going to add 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour. You want to mix it well until it's smooth and you can't see any individual granules. Now we're going to go ahead and take a spoon and use it to scoop the dough into a muffin tray. I prefer to use these silicone ones as they're very practical for popping the muffins out after they've been cooked. So now we're ready to go. So go ahead and take the trays and stick them in the oven. You're going to want to bake them at 375 for 15 to 20 minutes, but we found that the sweet spot is at right about 19. So now that that's done, go ahead and take the trays out of the oven and let them cool for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then take the muffins out and place them on a cooling rack. Once they've cooled, there's only one thing to do, and that's to taste them.